The Clone Wars were reaching their absolute breaking point. Separatist forces pushed hard across the Outer Rim, driving Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker to an ancient temple buried beneath Lothal. Republic intelligence reported a hidden Separatist superweapon deep inside the ruins. But there were no battle droids here. There was only a massive, pulsing ring of obsidian stone, humming with raw, unstable Force energy. Anakin moved closer, ignoring Obi-Wan's warning to hold position. The moment his fingers grazed the obsidian archway, the temple shook. The mystical realm known as the World Between Worlds cracked wide open beneath their feet. Reality shattered. From the blinding white void, a horrifying, rhythmic sound echoed into the chamber. Mechanical breathing, slow, heavy, terrifying. Out from the dark rift stepped a towering figure clad in pitch-black armor. He wore a flowing cape and carried a blood-red lightsaber that cast an eerie crimson glow across the temple walls. This was Darth Vader. Pulled straight from the dark era of the Galactic Empire, years after the destruction of the Jedi Order. Vader ignited his crimson blade with a sharp hiss. Obi-Wan immediately drew his weapon, taking a defensive stance. Anakin rushed forward, ready to strike down this dark warrior, completely unaware of the dark nightmare standing before them. Vader froze. His mechanical visor locked directly onto his younger self, feeling a sudden shockwave ripple through the Force. The timeline had fractured. The past and the dark future were standing in the exact same room, looking into each other's eyes. But before anyone could strike, the temple gateway violently collapsed behind them, sealing the exit completely. Then, Darth Vader deactivated his blade, stared directly at Anakin Skywalker, and spoke in a deep, chilling voice that shook the young Jedi to his absolute core. The silence inside the collapsed temple was suffocating. Dust slowly settled over the broken obsidian stone, but the tension between the three figures was thicker than armor. Anakin held his blue lightsaber steady, pointing it straight at the Dark Lord's chest. He demanded answers. He wanted to know who this monster was, and why he radiated such overwhelming pain and dark power. Vader did not draw his weapon. Instead, he stepped closer, his heavy respirator filling the dead air. Obi-Wan urged caution, sensing a familiar, tragic presence within the armored giant. Then, Vader reached up with his gloved hands. With a sharp, mechanical hiss, the seal of his helmet unlocked. The heavy mask lifted. Anakin took a step back, his breath catching in his throat. Beneath the helmet was a pale, heavily scarred face, burned by volcanic fire and kept alive only through cold machines. Yet, the eyes yellowed with dark side corruption were unmistakable. It was him, Anakin, stared into the ruined face of his own future. He dropped his guard in pure disbelief. "No, this is a trick," Anakin whispered, his voice cracking with rising panic. "A Sith illusion." Vader's broken voice rasped without the vocoder filter. "You will lose everything, boy. You will lose the Republic. You will lose your brothers. And on the volcanic shores of Mustafar, you will lose her." The mention of Padme shattered Anakin's defenses. Rage, terror, and grief exploded through the young Jedi, shaking the entire cavern. He realized this was no illusion. This monster was the final, tragic result of his own desperate choices. Before Anakin could lose control completely, Obi-Wan stepped between them, staring at the monster his beloved brother was destined to become. Obi-Wan Kenobi stood frozen, looking at the scarred face of Darth Vader. The future flashed before his mind like a devastating nightmare. The Jedi Order destroyed, the galaxy enslaved. His best friend turned into a mechanical weapon of pure hatred. It was enough to break any Jedi Master, but Obi-Wan refused to surrender to darkness. He deactivated his lightsaber and clipped it to his belt. Anakin shouted at him, demanding they destroy the Sith Lord immediately to stop this dark future from ever happening. But Obi-Wan placed a calm hand on young Anakin's shoulder, keeping him grounded. Then, Obi-Wan turned to Vader. There was no judgment in his eyes, only deep, profound sorrow and regret. "I failed you," Obi-Wan said softly. "In that future, I let you fall. But we are here now. The future is not written in stone." Vader tightened his mechanical fists. Part of him wanted to strike Obi-Wan down for the agony of Mustafar. Yet, standing beside his younger, uncorrupted self, something ancient and buried stirred within his cybernetic chest. The memory of who he used to be fought against the dark side. "Palpatine rules the galaxy," Vader growled, his vocoder locking back into place. "He owns the Senate. He controls the clones. You cannot defeat him with Jedi ideals." "Then we will not fight him as standard Jedi," Obi-Wan replied firmly. "We fight him together, past, present, and future." Young Anakin looked at his older self, feeling the immense weight of the galaxy resting upon their shoulders. 3 generations of the same tragic legacy were now united by a single desperate goal. They would travel straight to Coruscant and destroy Emperor Palpatine before his grand plan could ever be completed. Coruscant gleamed under the twilight sky, completely unaware of the temporal storm approaching its surface. Utilizing Darth Vader's intimate knowledge of Chancellor Palpatine's secret security corridors, the trio bypassed orbital scanners without triggering a single alert. They landed quietly in the lower industrial depths, far below the gleaming towers of the Senate. Walking through the shadows, young Anakin saw the city with completely new eyes. He saw the military checkpoints, the growing clone patrols, and the subtle shift toward authoritarian control that he had previously ignored. Vader walked silently beside him, a dark shadow from a grim tomorrow, while Obi-Wan led the way with calm Jedi focus. They were an impossible strike team. Obi-Wan represented the discipline of the Jedi Order. Anakin brought raw, untamed power and agility. Vader carried decades of ruthless combat experience, dark side mastery, and burning hatred for his master. They infiltrated the executive building through subterranean utility shafts known only to the Supreme Chancellor himself. Every blast door, every security camera, and every automated defense was disabled by Vader's precise Imperial overrides. Clone shock troopers patrolling the corridors were incapacitated quietly with swift force pushes, left unharmed on Obi-Wan's strict orders. Step by step, they climbed toward the highest tower of the Republic. The air grew cold, thick with the unmistakable stench of the dark side. Anakin gripped his lightsaber tightly, his heart pounding in his chest. Vader's respirator kept a steady, ominous tempo. Finally, the grand blast doors slid open, revealing the massive Crimson Office. Sitting behind his desk, waiting in the shadows with a wicked smile, was Supreme Chancellor Palpatine. The Sith Lord had been expecting them. Palpatine did not look surprised. He stood up slowly from his grand executive chair, yellow Sith eyes gleaming in the dim red light. He looked past Obi-Wan and young Anakin, fixing his gaze directly on the dark, towering figure of Darth Vader. "Did you truly believe you could betray me, my apprentice?" Palpatine cackled softly. "I built that suit. I know every wire, every circuit, and every single weakness." With a simple flick of his wrist, Palpatine activated a hidden failsafe embedded deep within Vader's cybernetic spine. High-voltage electricity surged violently through the armor. Vader dropped to his knees with a loud mechanical crash, roaring in unbearable agony as his life support systems began shutting down one by one. Obi-Wan rushed forward to defend the fallen cyborg, igniting his blue lightsaber to deflect a barrage of lethal force lightning from the Chancellor. The sheer power of the lightning pushed Obi-Wan across the polished floor, testing his defensive Form 3 mastery to its absolute limit. Palpatine turned his dark attention toward young Anakin, extending a welcoming hand. "Look at him, Anakin," the Sith Lord hissed. "That pathetic, broken machine is what the Jedi will reduce you to. Join me now. Learn the true power of the dark side, and you will save your wife without ever wearing those chains." Anakin looked at Palpatine. Then, he looked down at Vader, watching his future self writhe in digital torment, suffocating under the cruel design of the Sith Master. The illusion was shattered. Palpatine was not a mentor. He was an evil puppet master who viewed the Chosen One as nothing more than a disposable tool. Anakin ignited his blade, standing defiantly beside his master. The executive office erupted into absolute chaos. Furious that young Anakin rejected his dark offer, Palpatine dropped all pretenses of the grandfatherly chancellor. He drew 2 crimson lightsabers from his wide sleeves, spinning through the air like a demonic whirlwind of dark fury. Obi-Wan met the initial strike head-on, his blue blade clashing against the red plasma with blinding intensity. Young Anakin flanked left, striking with furious, aggressive power strikes. Together, their synergy was flawless, the legendary duo of the Clone Wars fighting as one synchronized weapon. Yet, Palpatine's mastery of the dark side was overwhelming. He unleashed torrential waves of force lightning, blasting across the room. Anakin and Obi-Wan crossed their blades, forming an energy barrier directly in front of the helpless Darth Vader. The raw power of the lightning forced them backward, scorching their robes and burning the floor beneath their boots. "Hold the line, Anakin!" Obi-Wan shouted over the deafening roar of the lightning. "We protect him together!" Behind them, Vader was not giving up. Driven by decades of stored pain, rage, and sudden redemption, he bypassed his armor's fried circuits, using raw force energy alone. His synthetic lungs forced a ragged breath of air. His cybernetic hand reached out, tapping into the deep, untapped power of the light side he thought he had buried forever on Mustafar. The room began to vibrate, windows shattered from the rising pressure. Anakin and Obi-Wan were pushed to their knees, their lightsabers barely containing the storm of dark lightning. Palpatine laughed maniacally, preparing to deliver the final killing blow. Suddenly, a massive crimson blade ignited from the floor, catching Palpatine completely off guard. Darth Vader rose from the ground, like a towering shadow of absolute retribution. The failsafe was broken. The pain was irrelevant. For 20 miserable years in his own timeline, he had served this monster in chains. Now, standing beside the man he used to be, and the master who never gave up on him, Vader was truly free. With a terrifying roar that shook the entire upper district of Coruscant, Vader lunged forward. His strikes were heavy, brutal, and utterly overwhelming. Palpatine turned his lightning directly toward his former apprentice, but Vader did not flinch. He absorbed the agonizing volts through his mechanical armor, advancing step by step like an unstoppable force of nature. Obi-Wan and young Anakin moved in from both flanks, locking Palpatine's 2 lightsabers in a tight, unyielding plasma bind. The Sith Master was completely trapped. His yellow eyes widened with genuine, paralyzing fear for the first time in his life. Vader stepped into striking range. He raised his red blade high above his head, channeling all the suffering of the future, all the lost Jedi, and all the stolen years of his life into a single, devastating swing. "You took everything from me," Vader growled through his broken vocoder. "Never again." With one clean, powerful slash, Vader struck Palpatine down. The Sith Master collapsed into the smoking floor, his dark essence exploding outward in a blinding flash of blue energy that blew out the remaining windows of the Grand Office. The architect of the Clone Wars was dead. The Sith were vanquished. Vader stood over the fallen Emperor, his breathing heavy and ragged, as the golden dawn of Coruscant began to rise over the horizon. The morning sun poured through the shattered windows of the Chancellor's office, painting the room in bright golden light. The darkness that had choked Coruscant for years was suddenly gone, replaced by a profound, peaceful stillness in the Force. Darth Vader looked down at his mechanical hands. His armored body was beginning to glow with soft white light, fading at the edges. Because Palpatine died before executing Order 66, The dark timeline that created the Empire was rapidly erasing itself from existence. Vader turned toward his younger self. For the first time, the mechanical breathing sounded calm and steady. "Do not let fear dictate your choices, Anakin," Vader said, his voice softer than before. "Trust in Obi-Wan. Trust in Padme. You are the chosen one. You do not need the dark side to save the ones you love." Anakin nodded slowly, his heart filled with deep respect and understanding. "Thank you," young Anakin replied. "I won't let you down." Vader then turned toward Obi-Wan Kenobi. The two old friends looked at each other across time and tragedy. "Goodbye, old friend," Obi-Wan whispered, bowing his head respectfully. With a final, serene breath, Darth Vader dissolved into pure white light, his soul finally finding peace as he joined the cosmic force. Obi-Wan and Anakin stood together on the balcony, watching the speeders flow peacefully through the Coruscant sky. The Clone Wars were effectively over. The dark future had been erased. Anakin turned to his master with a confident smile, ready to confess the truth about his marriage, rebuild the Jedi Order, and guide the galaxy toward true balance.